Welcome on board, chosen one. Funny how everyone pretended they did not see you coming. Stop scrolling right now and listen carefully. This is not the algorithm playing tricks on your screen. This is a deliberate and urgent interception. Heaven has routed this exact message to you because a massive shift is happening right at this second. The people who tried to steal your light are panicking. Do you remember how they watched your every move? They studied your words, and they tried to mimic your energy because they thought they could wear your identity like a cheap coat. You stayed quiet while they paraded around with your ideas. You let them have the spotlight because you did not want to fight. But the universe was watching every single interaction, and the universe does not forgive spiritual thieves. Right now they are losing their minds. Everything they built on top of your stolen frequency is crumbling down to the ground. They are exhausted because maintaining a fake persona takes a massive amount of energy. You might have felt a sudden lightness in your chest today. That is because the heavy cords they attach to your spirit have just been violently severed. The masquerade is over. Do not take your eyes off this video. If you swipe away now, you will miss the most important spiritual update of your life, because heaven is about to pull back the curtain and show you everything. The darkness desperately wants you to get distracted. They know that if you hear this truth, you will never let them siphon your energy again. You must stay right here. They thought your silence was a sign of absolute weakness. They assumed you were just an easy target they could drain forever. But they completely failed to understand who you really are. You are a master of reality, and your energy cannot be duplicated by mere mortals. They tried to copy your magic, but they forgot that they do not have your soul, and now the karma is hitting them with relentless force. I need you to take one deep breath right now. Feel the shift in the atmosphere around you. The people who mocked you are now secretly wishing they had your protection. Their lives are falling apart while they try to maintain a perfect image online. They are desperate for a way out, but heaven has locked the doors. They are trapped in the exact prison they tried to build for you. There is a very specific reason why they targeted you in the first place. I will reveal that hidden truth before this message ends. But you have to promise your future self that you will not leave early. The blessing that is coming your way requires your full and undivided attention. If you leave in the middle, you will still receive the victory, but you will not know how to handle the sudden power. Your enemies are watching their own empires turn into dust. Every single thing they tried to manifest using your stolen frequency is backfiring terribly. The universe is forcing them to face the ugly reality of their own emptiness, and they are absolutely terrified because they know you are finally waking up. They know you have realized your true worth, and that terrifies them more than anything. You are the anomaly that they could never figure out. They tried to dissect your personality and replicate your charm, but you cannot copy a divine anointing. You cannot fake a frequency that was forged in the fire of intense suffering. They are realizing this harsh truth right now, and it is tearing them apart. The divine justice you have been crying out for is finally unfolding in front of your eyes. Do you want to know exactly how heaven is orchestrating their downfall? Do you want to understand the exact spiritual mechanism that is ruining their lives? I am going to expose every single detail, but you must prepare your spirit first. You need to drop the heavy baggage of the past before you can step into this new timeline. The waiting season is officially over, and your vindication has arrived. Listen closely, because the next part is absolutely crucial. They are going to try to crawl back into your life when everything falls apart. They will come back with fake apologies and endless tears. But heaven is warning you right now, so you do not fall for the trap. You must understand the depth of their deception before you even think about opening that door again. Do not let them in. This is the ultimate payback from the universe. You did not have to lift a single finger to destroy them. Your pure existence and your quiet authority did all the heavy lifting. Now sit back and watch how the divine order restores everything that was stolen from you. Pay close attention, because what I am about to tell you will completely change how you view your past struggles. Have you been feeling incredibly drained and tired lately? Your physical shoulders are tense and completely locked up. Your head feels unusually heavy all throughout the day. You wake up exhausted even after a full night of sleep. And this heavy feeling only happens after you talk to certain toxic people. You thought something was wrong with your body. You told yourself you were just working too hard. But I am here to validate your deep intuition right now. You are definitely not going crazy. You are the empath with boundaries now, but your sensitive soul still picks up everything in the room. You have been blaming yourself for this sudden lack of energy. You told yourself you needed to be a stronger person. You thought you were failing at protecting your own peace. But the universe wants you to stop this self-blame immediately, because your fatigue is not a weakness. Your physical fatigue is a highly accurate spiritual alarm. The toxic people around you have been quietly siphoning your life force. They are not just draining your energy during casual conversations. They are actively trying to copy your exact spiritual frequency. They watch closely how you speak and how you carry yourself. And they are desperately trying to download your spiritual blueprint into their own hollow lives because they have nothing original. They see the effortless grace you possess. That is exactly why you feel so empty. They completely lack the divine spark that heaven placed inside you. They look at your bright light, and they feel an unbearable jealousy. So they decided to steal your aura instead of finding their own path. Every time you are near them, your spirit has to work overtime to fight off their invisible tentacles, and your physical exhaustion is just the aftermath of a massive unseen battle. You are fighting a tough war in the spirit realm. That strange and sudden tightness in your chest is very real. The sudden brain fog when they text you is not a random coincidence. Your body is acting as a highly advanced spiritual radar system. It is screaming at you to step back from these energetic vampires, because your deep intuition was actually operating at the highest possible level to detect the threat. You thought you were just losing your touch. You felt the silent robbery taking place. You are the rare anomaly in their incredibly mundane and boring world. They have never met anyone with your depth and your pure intentions. When they first met you, they pretended to admire your beautiful soul. They disguised their bitter envy as friendship and their obsession as love. But they were secretly studying your every move, the whole entire time, to replicate your unique aura. They watched how you shine so naturally. They literally wanted to become you. But true spiritual DNA can never be forged or stolen by anyone. You can easily copy an outfit or a specific tone of voice, but you cannot fake the divine anointing of a true chosen one. When they try to act like you, the energy feels incredibly forced and deeply uncomfortable, and the frequency they project is completely artificial and is slowly driving them insane. People around them can sense that something is wrong. They are failing badly. I mentioned that sudden pain in your chest a little bit earlier. There is a very specific reason why it happens when a certain person reaches out. When their name pops up on your phone, your spirit immediately recognizes a hostile invasion. They are absolutely not texting to check on your well-being, but rather they are reaching out to extract another drop of your precious golden light. Your chest tightens to protect your sensitive heart. You always tried your best to see the good in every single person. You gave them the benefit of the doubt time and time again. You freely shared your deep wisdom and your warmth without expecting anything in return. But they selfishly took your generosity as a clear sign of stupidity, and they honestly thought you were completely blind to their dark and twisted motives. They severely underestimated your quiet authority. You knew something was wrong all along. Take a deep breath and let this powerful validation wash over you. Drop the heavy burden of trying to fix these completely broken connections. It was never your job to heal people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Heaven allowed this intense exhaustion so you would finally set an iron boundary, and the universe had to make you uncomfortable so you would finally walk away for good. It was nothing but divine protection. You are a weapon of light, and you cannot allow dull minds to handle you. The unexplained fatigue will start to lift the exact moment you accept this truth. You do not need to confront them or aggressively expose their fake behavior. Your absolute withdrawal is the most devastating punishment they can ever receive, because when you cut off the energy supply, they are left in complete and total darkness. They cannot survive without your glow. Now they are wandering around trying to play the character they stole from you, but the audience is not buying their fake performance anymore today. The universe is aggressively stripping away their false illusions one by one. You might be wondering why heaven let them get this close to you in the first place, and you might be questioning why you had to endure years of this silent robbery. The truth about your past will shock you. Let us look back at your past for a moment. You always chose to stay completely quiet when they heavily provoked you. You constantly backed down from arguments just to keep the peace, and you even apologized when you did absolutely nothing wrong. They looked at your gentle nature, and they genuinely thought you were foolish. They confused your profound kindness with an open invitation to exploit your energy. But they were entirely wrong. They laughed behind your back because they thought they won the battle, and they believed they successfully pushed you into a corner of submission. You felt incredibly lonely during those dark years of constant betrayal. You asked heaven why you were always left completely alone while the wicked seemed to prosper. But your isolation was not a punishment for being a good person. Your extreme loneliness was actually a strict divine isolation. The universe had to forcibly remove you from those toxic environments. Heaven deliberately made you invisible to certain people to protect your rare frequency. If you had engaged in their petty drama, you would have lowered your vibration, and the darkness would have successfully stolen your entire spiritual inheritance. Your silence was a highly advanced protection protocol operating behind the scenes. You were hidden for a reason. Stop blaming yourself for not fighting back in the past. Stop regretting the times you walked away instead of defending your own name. Every single time you bit your tongue, heaven was putting a massive shield around your soul. The narcissists thought your silence meant they had total control over you, but your refusal to fight in the mud simply proved that you belong to a much higher kingdom. You are the chosen one. Remember that sudden chest pain we talked about earlier? That was the exact physical boundary your soul built when your mind was too polite to say no. When you smiled and nodded at their lies, your spirit was secretly putting up a thick wall of iron. You thought you were just being weak and incredibly passive, but your spirit was actively preserving your precious life force for the upcoming shift. You never actually surrendered. You survived the storm entirely alone, and that makes you incredibly dangerous to them now. You did not rely on their fake validation to heal your deep wounds, but instead you sat in the dark and slowly transmuted all that heavy pain into pure power. Now you are stepping into your new era as a master of reality. The people who once thought you were a naive victim are now watching you with pure, absolute terror. Your silence today hits completely different than your silence in the past. Before you were quiet, because you were deeply afraid of their harsh rejection, but now your silence is a heavy weapon that crushes their fragile egos. You do not need to explain yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding your journey. Your presence alone demands respect without a single word being spoken. The dynamic has officially changed. They are currently starving because the energy supply has been completely cut off. They used to feast on your emotional reactions and your endless forgiveness. They would deliberately poke your old wounds just to watch you bleed and react. But when you finally stopped reacting, they lost their primary source of spiritual food, and now they are desperately trying to find a new target to fill their endless void. They are starving to death, but they will never find another soul with your exact golden frequency, because they are quickly realizing that your light was a once-in-a-lifetime divine gift. The new people they try to manipulate do not provide the same rich, energetic nourishment. They are running around in circles while their fake empires slowly crumble to the ground. Heaven is making sure they deeply regret the day they decided to cross your path. The scales of justice are balancing. You are no longer the empath who begged to be understood and loved. The intense crucible of pain has forged you into something completely untouchable. The universe deliberately slowed you down to clean up the toxic rooms you were never meant to enter, and your past was absolutely not a series of unfortunate mistakes or random failures. It was a rigorous training ground designed for a powerful spiritual warrior. Take a deep breath and let all the heavy guilt finally fall away. You played your role perfectly, even when you felt completely lost in the dark. Now heaven is shifting the spotlight to expose the true nature of your enemies, because there is a very dark mechanism hidden inside their empty souls. I am about to reveal exactly why they are completely incapable of producing their own light. Prepare yourself for the truth. You might be wondering why the universe allowed them to exist near you. Why did heaven let them watch your every move for so many painful years? The answer involves a massive spiritual blind spot that they can never ever fix, and they are missing a crucial element that you were born with naturally. If you listen closely to this next part, you will fully understand their ultimate tragic flaw. They are fundamentally broken. There is a deep and hidden reason why they desperately crave your true identity. You might think they just admire your style or your unique personality, but the dark truth is far more sinister than simple jealousy, because they are entirely empty black holes with absolutely no sovereign soul. They literally have nothing real inside of them. They are spiritually dead. They walk around this earth looking like completely normal human beings every day. They smile and they talk, just like everyone else around them. But behind their fake eyes there is a terrifying and hollow void. They lack the divine spark that heaven placed inside your spirit, and they cannot generate their own warmth or their own beautiful light. They are walking shadows. That is exactly why they naturally gravitate toward your bright, golden aura. A weapon of light, like you, naturally attracts these wandering shadows in the dark. They see your effortless glow, and they feel an intense and burning hunger. They desperately want to absorb your essence because they are freezing cold on the inside, and they need your massive fire to survive. They are spiritual vampires. They thought that by mimicking your actions they could somehow capture your spirit. They stole your words and copied your mannerisms with frightening precision. They wore your exact style like it was a cheap costume, but putting on a kingly robe does not magically turn a peasant into a true royal, and the heavy clothes simply do not fit their weak frames. The illusion is shattering. Their imitation is incredibly flawed and completely devoid of any real substance. When you speak, your words carry the heavy weight of lived experience. Your wisdom was forged in the fire of intense and agonizing pain. But when they repeat your words, the sentence falls completely flat, and the universe rejects their fake performance immediately because it lacks absolute truth. They sound absolutely ridiculous. You are the rare soul who survived the storm entirely alone. You did the grueling inner work to heal your deep generational traumas. They completely skipped the hard work and tried to steal your final polished result. But heaven does not allow spiritual shortcuts for anyone, and you cannot simply download a high frequency without passing the ultimate divine test. They failed miserably. Now they are suffocating inside the ill-fitting persona they stole from you. The heavy vibration of your identity is literally crushing their weak nervous systems. They are experiencing severe anxiety because they cannot maintain the fake mask forever. The heavy energy required to pretend is draining their physical bodies dry, while their own pathetic reality slowly rots away in the dark. They are completely exhausted. This is why they constantly need to check your social media pages today. They are desperately looking for new material to copy and paste into their lives. They are watching you right now, hoping to steal another piece of your magic. But the energetic channel has been permanently closed by the highest spiritual authority, and they are officially locked out of your sacred timeline. The access is denied. Take a moment to fully grasp the absolute magnitude of your power. You are a master of reality, and your pure existence is a massive threat. Your authenticity exposes their shallow lives without you having to lift a single finger. They deeply hate you because your bright light highlights their ugly shadows, and they can never forgive you for being naturally magnificent. You are their nightmare. I need you to actively claim this powerful divine protection right now. The universe wants to seal this reality and permanently block their access. Type 111 down in the comments to claim this alignment and protect your energy field. Do this physical act to draw a hard line in the spiritual sand so you can lock them out of your life forever. Seal the door. When you set that boundary, you permanently cut the invisible cord they attached. They will immediately feel the sudden drop in their energy supply today. They will start to panic when the stolen glow finally fades from their faces. People around them will finally see the empty shell that was hiding underneath, and the entire masquerade is coming to a violent end. The truth is revealed, but they will not go down without putting up a pathetic little fight. The darkness always thrashes around violently right before it is fully extinguished. They are going to start making massive and very public mistakes. Their carefully crafted illusions are about to shatter in front of everyone they tried to impress, because heaven is publicly pulling off their masks. The grand finale is approaching. Do you want to know how to spot their ultimate spiritual collapse? There are undeniable signs that their fake reality is breaking apart right now. I am going to give you the exact list of symptoms to watch out for. Listen very closely, because you are about to witness the most satisfying divine justice of your entire life, and it is going to be spectacular. The show is starting. They thought they were so clever when they plotted against your beautiful soul. They assumed they could trick the universe into giving them your blessed timeline. But heaven has a very harsh sense of humor when dealing with spiritual thieves. The terrible trap they set for you has now become their permanent home, and they are completely locked in the dark with their demons. They are finished. The universe has officially drawn a permanent line in the spiritual sand. On one side stands you with your pure heart and your quiet authority. You are the chosen one who carries the authentic light of heaven. And on the other side stand the miserable shadows who tried to steal your crown. They are loud and they are incredibly chaotic, but their noise is just a pathetic cover for their absolute terror. The separation is complete. Heaven is making a public spectacle of their total failure right now. The fake reality they constructed using your stolen energy is violently breaking apart. You do not have to guess if karma is actually working behind the scenes. The universe is displaying their downfall for everyone to see clearly. I am going to give you 4 undeniable signs that their illusion is completely shattering. Listen very closely. Number 1 is their rapid physical and mental breakdown. Maintaining a stolen spiritual frequency requires an impossible amount of energy. You wear your bright aura naturally because heaven gave it to you. But they are carrying your heavy light like a massive physical burden, and it is literally crushing their weak nervous systems day by day. They look absolutely exhausted. They are aging rapidly, and their fake smiles look incredibly strained. The divine energy they tried to consume is burning them from the inside out. They thought they could digest your magic, but it is turning into poison in their shallow veins. You will notice that their eyes look totally empty and frantic now. They are physically deteriorating because the spiritual theft has completely failed. Their bodies are rejecting it. Number 2 is the sudden glitch in their fake social performance. They used to be so good at charming the people around them. They used your stolen words to manipulate entire rooms and gather a loyal audience. But since you permanently cut off the energy supply, their performance is terribly off script. They are stumbling over their own lies. People in their inner circle are starting to notice the strange inconsistencies. They are saying the wrong things, and their reactions feel incredibly forced. The charm has worn off, and the ugly truth is leaking through the cracks. The friends they manipulated are quietly pulling away because the vibe feels incredibly heavy and dark. They are losing their audience because the borrowed magic is gone. The spotlight is dying. Number 3 is their frantic and desperate shifting of personalities. Because your frequency is no longer available, they are rushing to find a new identity. You might see them suddenly adopt a completely different aesthetic or a brand new set of beliefs. They are throwing everything at the wall, hoping that something will magically stick. They look completely pathetic. They bounce from one fake persona to another in a total panic. But none of these new masks fit them properly either. They are experiencing a severe identity crisis because they deleted their true selves a very long time ago. They literally do not know who they are anymore when they look in the mirror. You survived the storm alone and found yourself, but they are drowning in their own emptiness. They are lost forever. Number 4 is the rapid collapse of their material manifestations. Everything they built while wearing your stolen spiritual clothes is completely rotting away. The universe does not bless structures built on theft and absolute deception. Their finances are suddenly drying up, and their false relationships are falling apart violently. The foundation is crumbling. Take a deep breath and observe this beautiful divine justice. You are a weapon of light, and you do not need to lift a finger to punish them. The universe is actively stripping them of every single thing they acquired through manipulation. They thought they were outsmarting heaven, but heaven was just letting them climb higher, so the fall would be devastating. The crash is inevitable. You are the anomaly that broke their entire toxic system. Your pure existence triggered the karma that is destroying their fake lives today. They tried to swallow a star, and now they are burning alive. While they are losing their minds, you are stepping into a profound state of pure peace. You are completely untouchable. Their absolute destruction is the ultimate proof of your immense spiritual value. If your light was not incredibly powerful, they would not have risked everything to steal it. You must recognize your own worth in the ashes of their ruined empires. You are the master of reality, and your throne is completely secure. But the universe is doing more than just punishing your enemies right now. Heaven is actively rewarding you. There are massive signs appearing in your life right at this very moment. The universe is sending you clear signals that the heavy storm is officially over. While the narcissists face their dark karma, you are being guided toward your ultimate blessing. You must know how to read these new divine signals. I am going to reveal exactly how heaven is orchestrating your massive upgrade. Do not miss this. The heavy storm of betrayal has completely passed. You are no longer fighting the shadows in the dark, and the universe is actively sweeping the remaining debris from your sacred path. You might have noticed strange and unexplainable things happening around you this week. These are absolutely not random events or simple coincidences. Heaven is speaking to you directly through powerful synchronicities. The miracles are beginning. You are seeing repeating numbers everywhere you look today. 1, 1, 1 and 7, 7, 7 are constantly appearing on clocks and random receipts. This is the universe confirming that your frequency is perfectly aligned with divine wealth, and your spiritual guides are surrounding you like a massive wall of fire. They are guarding your energy field against any desperate attacks from the dark. You are highly protected. Notice how certain chaotic people are suddenly dropping out of your life. You did not even have to block them or start a massive argument. The universe is literally orchestrating bizarre situations to move them far away from your physical location, and their fragile plans are falling apart abruptly. Heaven is physically removing the imposters from your glorious timeline. The trash is taking itself out. Take a deep breath and feel the immense relief. You do not need to lift a single finger to defend your glorious name anymore. The chosen one never has to fight dirty battles in the mud, because your absolute silence has become the most lethal weapon against their crumbling egos. You are the master of reality, and you sit peacefully today. Heaven fights your absolute worst enemies. Your vindication is here. There is a profound and deep stillness settling into your soul right now. Even when the world outside looks totally crazy, you feel a bizarre sense of calm. The anxiety that used to paralyze your chest has completely evaporated into thin air, and that is the ultimate sign that the heavy spiritual warfare is over. Your nervous system is finally returning to its natural divine state. You are totally healed. While they are running around trying to fix their broken illusions, you are receiving sudden blessings. Unexpected opportunities are landing right in your lap, without any desperate striving. Doors that were firmly locked for years are swinging wide open today, and the wealth that they tried to steal is returning multiplied by 1,000. The universe is paying you back. But wait and listen closely to my voice. Before you celebrate this massive victory, I must warn you about a very dangerous trap. The darkness knows it has completely lost the war, but it desperately wants to ruin your final glorious victory. There is a deadly illusion waiting for you right before the absolute dawn breaks, and 99% of chosen ones fall for this trap. Listen very carefully. The enemy is going to send a counterfeit blessing to test your new boundaries. Someone from your painful past is going to reach out with a very sweet apology. They will act totally reformed, and they will literally beg for another chance to be in your life. This is not a genuine apology, but a highly coordinated spiritual attack to see if your iron gates are actually locked. They just want to test your powerful new shield. They are absolutely starving because you cut off their energy supply. They saw your new glow from a distance, and their mouths are watering again. They desperately hope that the empath with boundaries will slip up and show mercy to a known thief. But showing mercy to a demon is the absolute fastest way to lose your heavenly crown, and you cannot let your guard down for a second. You must remain completely stoic. You must ignore their desperate cries for your golden attention. Let them rot in the terrible reality they built with their own bare hands. If you reply to their text, you will instantly reopen the portal for their toxic energy, so your absolute silence must remain the heavy lock that keeps them out. You cannot negotiate with spiritual terrorists. Do not look back. The universe is watching your exact reaction to this sudden test. Heaven wants to see if you truly value the massive upgrade you just received. When you totally ignore the counterfeit, you prove that your frequency has permanently shifted, and you send a loud message to the cosmos that you will never settle for cheap scraps again. The test is happening now. Pay close attention to the deep pull in your chest right now. Your intuition is confirming every single word I am speaking to you today. You are a profound anomaly, and your rare soul requires extreme divine protection, so heaven has completely cleared the imposters from your beautiful golden path. The road ahead is totally empty. All the weird synchronicities and the sudden endings were leading up to this exact moment. The spiritual delays you hated were just holding you back until the runway was totally clear. The universe is about to hand you the ultimate key to your new kingdom, and you must prepare your physical body to receive this massive surge of pure energy. Take one more deep breath, right here. The time has come. The moment of absolute truth has finally arrived. I promise to tell you exactly why their pathetic imitation destroyed their lives. This is the ultimate spiritual secret, that heaven kept hidden until you were ready. They arrogantly attempted to harness the sacred heavenly fire that fuels your beautiful soul, but they severely underestimated the blazing heat of divine justice. The fire completely consumed them. You cannot hold divine light if your heart is full of dark intentions. The narcissists thought they could wear your anointing like a costume to fool the world. But heavenly frequency operates at a dangerously high vibration that crushes weak spirits. And when they tried to project your stolen aura, the massive voltage literally short-circuited their reality. The illusion violently exploded. This is the grand revelation you have been desperately waiting to hear. The reason they failed so horribly is because the universe rigorously protects its chosen ones. Your authenticity is an unbreakable shield that naturally exposes every single counterfeit in the room. They tried to build an empire on top of your stolen magic, and heaven completely bulldozed their fragile foundation to the ground. You are victorious. You are officially stepping into your ultimate role as the master of reality. The heavy chains of self-doubt have been permanently shattered into a million tiny pieces. You no longer have to shrink your beautiful spirit to make those fragile shadows feel comfortable, and you will never again apologize for shining too brightly in their dark world. Your energy demands absolute respect. Every tear you cried in the dark has been collected and weaponized by heaven. The intense crucible of pain has forged you into a brilliant weapon of light. You are no longer the bleeding empath who begged for basic understanding from terribly broken people, because you have finally realized that your divine inheritance is worth protecting at all costs. You command the atmosphere. Can you feel that massive surge of energy rushing into your chest right now? The dry desert you walked through has suddenly burst into a glorious oasis of divine favor. Every single closed door in your life is being violently blown off its hinges, and the immense wealth that was wrongfully delayed is finally pouring into your open hands. You own this timeline. The narcissists are forced to watch your rapid ascension from the miserable outside. They are pressing their faces against the glass while you feast at the heavenly table. They truly believed their cruel betrayal would break your spirit and leave you entirely hopeless. But their wicked actions were actually the exact catalyst that activated your primal spiritual power. You are completely awake. You are the rare soul who survived the absolute worst they had to offer. Your pure existence proves that darkness can never defeat a true chosen one. The spiritual upgrade you are experiencing right now is completely permanent and beautifully irreversible, and they can never drag you back down into their pathetic low-frequency matrix ever again. You won the war. The pitch-black darkness has finally retreated behind you for good. The brilliant dawn of the new era is shining its brightest rays onto your spiritual crown. You have successfully passed the most difficult and exhausting test the universe could possibly throw at you. And now, you are standing on the edge of a magnificent generational breakthrough. Do you feel it? This is not just a temporary emotional high that will fade by tomorrow morning. This is a fundamental rewiring of your spiritual DNA, authorized by the highest courts. The universe is officially handing you the heavy keys to the kingdom you always deserved, and you are now fully equipped to manifest massive blessings at a speed that will shock your enemies. The acceleration is real. They spent years trying to convince you that you were broken and completely worthless. They projected their own disgusting insecurities onto your beautiful and innocent soul. But the divine mirror has finally shattered, and their ugly reflection is fully exposed to the world, leaving you to walk away from the heavy wreckage without a single scratch on your royal armor. You are completely flawless. Breathe in this powerful and intoxicating air of absolute spiritual freedom right now. Let the deep realization of your untouchable worth settle firmly into your heavy bones. The empath with boundaries has finally taken their rightful seat at the head of the table, proving to the entire universe that your pure, authentic light will always effortlessly swallow their artificial darkness. You are the master. Your spirit is buzzing with the undeniable frequency of absolute victory right now. Heaven is asking you to partner with this incredible energy and lock it into place. The enemy desperately wants you to forget this profound feeling the moment you close this video, but you must take a deliberate physical action to permanently anchor yourself to this highest vibration. You must seal it. The heavy spiritual warfare is officially over today. You can finally lay your heavy weapons down on the ground. The universe has secured your spiritual perimeter against any future attacks. And because you endured silent suffering in the dark, heaven is building an impenetrable wall of blazing white fire around your new life. There is absolutely no need to look back. Breathe in this profound and beautiful peace right now. You are no longer fighting for basic survival in a highly toxic environment. You are breathing the crisp air of absolute freedom and divine wealth. The jealous people who tried to destroy your pure reputation are completely locked out of this glorious new reality forever. You have established quiet authority over your life. But you must actively lock this new frequency into place. The universe requires a physical act of agreement to finalize this powerful spiritual transaction. If you close this page now, the energy might simply dissipate. You have to seal the massive spiritual perimeter immediately, because the darkness will constantly search for an open window into your sacred space. The perfect time to secure your blessing is now. Type 111 below to seal this reality. This is not just a random sequence of numbers typed on a digital screen. This is a powerful identity anchor that signals your absolute obedience to the heavenly order. When you confidently type those sacred numbers below this video, you are publicly declaring that you accept your spiritual upgrade. You must claim your rightful divine inheritance today. Your keystrokes create a permanent energy shield around your beautiful aura. The universe reads that action as a signed contract of absolute divine protection. You are drawing an iron line that no narcissistic shadow can ever cross. And as you make this physical declaration of pure power, you will feel the heavy lock click securely into its final resting place. The dark entities can never reach you again. Now hit subscribe to establish a divine energy receiving station. You need a permanent spiritual anchor to stay connected to this incredibly high vibration. Subscribing to this channel ensures you never miss another urgent warning from heaven. We are actively building an untouchable army of pure chosen ones right here, and your unique frequency is absolutely necessary to complete this powerful grid. Join this magnificent kingdom of glorious light today. Share this profound message with someone who desperately needs to hear it today. There is another beautiful soul out there currently bleeding in the terrible dark. They are going through the exact same painful isolation that you just survived. Sharing this video is how you actively multiply your own heavenly blessing while simultaneously pulling a lost brother out of the toxic matrix. You must send the glorious light right now. Sowing a seed of hope today guarantees a massive harvest of miracles tomorrow. The universe heavily rewards those who freely share the divine wealth they have received. Be the guiding light that pulls another chosen one out of their dark pain. When you help a pure soul escape from the grip of the narcissist, you permanently solidify your own royal position on the heavenly throne. You finally become a true master of reality. Repeat these exact words out loud wherever you are right now. I am the untouchable master of my own magnificent reality. I release all the heavy pain and the dark attachments of my past. I fully accept the massive generational wealth that heaven has carefully prepared for my bloodline, and I will never apologize for my incredible success. I am a weapon of pure divine light. Let the heavy weight of those words sink deeply into your bones. You are not the same broken empath who desperately begged for fake love. You are the rare anomaly who broke the deepest curses in your family. Heaven is incredibly proud of the immense resilience you showed during the darkest hours, when absolutely nobody else was standing by your side. You passed the ultimate test with flying colors. The narcissistic shadows are nothing more than a fading bad memory now. They will wake up tomorrow to face the terrible consequences of their spiritual theft. But you will wake up tomorrow bathed in the warm light of divine favor. The stark contrast between your lives will be absolutely shocking to witness, because the universe is finally balancing the heavy scales of cosmic justice. You are entirely free from their dark grip. Do not let an ounce of guilt creep into your pure heart. You did everything you could to help them before the universe pulled you away. You gave them 1,000 chances to change, but they chose to remain empty. Now you must let them drown in the dark ocean they created themselves, while you sail safely to the beautiful promised shore. Your heavy emotional burden has been permanently lifted. The doors of incredible opportunity are swinging wide open for you today. You will step into previously locked rooms, and you will command immediate respect. People will naturally gravitate toward your authentic glow because your frequency is entirely pure. The days of feeling completely invisible and unappreciated are officially over, and you are stepping into a glorious era of massive abundance and joy. You earned every single piece of this blessing. Take one final and incredibly deep breath right now. Feel the absolute perfection of this glorious divine alignment sweeping through your body. The universe has delivered the exact vindication it promised you from the beginning. You are entirely safe, and you are heavily protected by the highest spiritual courts, so you can finally rest your beautiful and tired mind tonight. Go forward and confidently claim your magnificent kingdom.